Today on ZZZ Made Easy, we're simplifying the kit of Sigrid. If you want a more in-depth breakdown, check out my full how to play guide. Sigrid is an S-rank ice attack agent who needs to alternate her 3-stage hold basic attack with her other main moves. For example, Sigrid can use her 4th basic attack, then do her 1st hold basic. After, she can use her EX special, then the 2nd hold basic. Last, you can use ultimate and the 3rd hold basic. The primary moves Sigrid needs to do are called Unbridled Spear attacks. Whenever Sigrid does an Unbridled Spear move, she will enter the Aero Patrol Spear state. Sigrid also gains 1 use of her hold basic attack, which is officially called Converging Spear. Converging Spear has 3 stages, which are represented by the 3 dots on Sigrid's UI. If the bar is blue, then Sigrid has her 1 use of Converging Spear. She can only hold 1 use at a time, so you must use it to advance to the next stage. Just so we're clear, the first Converging Spear is a right side slash, the second is a left side slash, the 3rd stage is a dash through the enemy. The patrol state Sigrid activates is a timer for how long you have to use Converging Spear. At stage 1, 2, and 3, she only has 8, 7, and 6 seconds to use the Converging Spear move, or you lose it. Luckily, the patrol state timer will pause if you go off field. If Sigrid gets hit during her 1st or 2nd Converging Spear windup, she will trigger a block. Sigrid will refresh patrol state while advancing to the next stage. If you press basic attack after, you can use your upgraded Converging Spear move. While activating patrol state, Sigrid gets a huge 66% crit rate buff. When she hits stunned foes, her own stun damage multiplier is increased by 20%. For her additional ability, Sigrid will need a stunner support agent ally. At level 60, Sigrid gets a free 840 attack. If she can hit foes in Windsweep's contamination state, she will also get a 15% damage increase. As long as you refresh patrol state and bring a stunner support agent, Sigrid gets a ton of self boss. Next, we're going to cover all of Sigrid's Unbridled Spear attacks. Sigrid has a 4-part basic attack string, and the 4th basic aerial dive is the Unbridled Spear move. You can hold basic during any Unbridled Spear move to chain into Converging Spear right after. Sigrid's dodge counter is a quick counter thrust. Sigrid has 2 EX specials. When not in patrol state, for 60 energy, Sigrid would do a series of stabs. While already in patrol state, the EX special is enhanced. This back and forth attack only costs 50 energy, and it does more than double the damage of the regular version. Sigrid's defensive assist follow-up is an Unbridled Spear attack. Sigrid's ultimate is a solid burst of damage. Chain that into Converging Spear right after. Last, Sigrid's chain attack grants the tempered effect, which buffs Converging Spear's damage for 50 seconds. When the chain attack hits a stunned elite or boss type enemy, Sigrid records her current stage of Converging Spear and enters the Formation Breaker state. In Formation Breaker, Sigrid can do all 3 Converging Spear moves in a row. After the 3rd move, Sigrid restores her recorded stage from earlier. So basically, Sigrid can do any of these Unbridled Spear attacks, then she can use Converging Spear. Since you can only hold 1 use at a time, you must alternate these attacks. To keep her combat flowing, Converging Spear, dodge counter, and EX specials will not interrupt Sigrid's basic attack combo. This is great since the 4th basic is an Unbridled Spear attack. This is going to give Sigrid a ton of combo options. For a basic stun phase combo, use Sigrid's chain attack, then hold basic for the Formation Breaker 3-part combo. Afterwards, Sigrid can use her ultimate, then Converging Spear. You then want to use the EX special plus Converging Spear. Try to save enough energy to do 2 EX specials within a stun. Once you're comfortable mixing Unbridled and Converging Spear moves, you can try delaying Converging Spear to proactively trigger a block. You don't always have to do this, but it's another way for Sigrid to chain together all her different moves. For builds, Sigrid sits at 85% crit rate after entering patrol state thanks to her core passive stats. You only need 6 crit rate substats before overcapping, so Sigrid wants to focus on all the other damage increasing stats. Sigrid's signature W engine is Knight's Extolment. After using the 4th basic and EX special, Sigrid can get 112% crit damage and 20% Ice Red Shred. That's kinda crazy. For other S-rank options, Sigrid can use Hugo's signature despite the crit rate main stats. If you just want crit damage, Soldier's or Ambi or Judy Win signatures can work. Due to all her basic attacking, Sigrid's also a fine user of the Brimstone. For A ranks, Sigrid can use the percent attack main stat options. Gilded Blossom doesn't require any thinking, and Sigrid's EX special is decently strong. If you have quick assist for the stun phase, then the craftable Starlight engine is fine. You could also try Street Superstar with like Norma's extra chain attacks. For Drive Disc main stats, Sigrid can use crit damage partition 4, Ice Damage or Pin Ratio Partition 5, and Percent Attack Partition 6. She doesn't have a fully synergistic 4-piece set, so you could try 4-piece Homonpunk for lots of in-combat attack. If you don't want to think about the buff uptime though, then Sigrid's fine with Dawn's Bloom, since Converging Spear is a basic attack. As for 2-piece sets, you can use Branch and Blade Song for crit damage, or Puffer Electro for Pin Ratio. If you do use Dawn's Bloom, a Pin Ratio Dis 5 with 2-piece Puffer can round out your stats nicely. For teams, Sigrid's very flexible. The standard stun plus support team's great, but you can do fine with double buffers or double stunners. Mix and match any support plus stunner, and generally Sigrid's gonna work with them. Sigrid can use Norma's extra hat-trick chain attacks well, and Norma's off-field days build-up means more time for Sigrid to cycle through Converging Spear. For other off-field stunners, you can use Jafufu, Trigger, Pokra, and technically Lycon, who's still the only ice stunner. Since Patrol State's timer pauses while off-field, Sigrid can work with stunners like Chingyi, who need a little bit more time. Dylan's always a great pick for her extra ultimates, and Lighter buffs ice damage, so he too can work. For double stun setups, Lycon plus Lighter is the classic duo, but you can use either of those guys with the modern agents like Dylan, Norma, or Jafufu. When it comes to supports, Rena just got buffed with much higher uptime on her pin ratio buffs. Rena even grants some attack now, and her longer lasting buffs do fit Sigrid a bit better than like Nicole if you want to lower enemy defense. For other team attack buffers, Zhao and Astra are great, with Lucy and her new swimsuit being our A rank option. Sun is a great option, and she can enable Nangong's stun related buffs. For single target buffers, you can use Sokaku, or perhaps you got Caesar from the 50-50 Lost Pool. They aren't her best picks, but Sigrid is flexible enough to work with double attack agents such as Cecilia and Orphe. C's extra Vanguard energy is kinda nice for Sigrid though. As for a more synergistic teammate, be on the watch for Roxy, who releases in version 3.2. She's the first Wind Stunner, and technically Sigrid needs Windswept / Contamination to be at full power. Overall, Sigrid is a very fun on-foot DPS. Once you get the hang of alternating Unbridled and Converging Spear, you can go for some stylish shield blocks. If you want to learn more details, check out the full How to Play Sigrid guide. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.